Section 2. Copper Sculpture. You will hear an artist talking about her copper sculpture. Before you listen, you have 30 seconds to read questions 11 to 14.
And now on Art Today, I've got Michelle Blanche.
Good morning.
So, you're off to Italy tomorrow?
Yes, I'm taking part in a major international art exhibition called the Venice Biennale.
Congratulations. What work are you taking?
10 small copper sculptures that I'm just putting the finishing touches to. They're on the theme of people and pets.
That's kind of a strange theme for a contemporary art show, isn't it?
Perhaps, but I follow traditions that date back to ancient Greece. I believe in highly developed craft as well as accessibility to the viewer. Frankly, I find a lot of modern art has alienated the public both with its form and content. I'm trying to create something that people can easily respond to.
So, why people and pets?
You're not the first person to have asked me that question. Actually, I've never owned a pet myself, but last year I saw an amazing TV program about a general hospital in Calgary. Volunteers take dogs onto wards there during visiting hours, and the presence of the animals has been found to improve patients' health significantly. Raising the spirit does wonders for the body. It seems that people heal faster if they can be around an animal or if they have their own pet, so I decided to explore this in my artwork.
Interesting. Who buys your sculptures?
I've sold to both private art collectors and public museums. All up, about 20 of my small works have been purchased by individuals. The Lightfoot building downtown has one of my early copper pieces in its foyer. You can see it through the window from Brook Street. And 2 regional museums have bought large bronze sculptures that I made in 2011.
And you've just been asked by the mayor to produce a statue, right?
Not the mayor himself, but a local council. The council had a competition for a work based on local history, which I won. I'm making a sculpture for a square downtown. It's my first major outdoor commission, so I'm very excited.
Anything to do with animals?
Yes, it honours a dog that saved a girl in the river. Everyone in the city knows this story. It's practically a legend, but there's not one memorial to this incredible act of devotion.
Before you listen to the rest of the interview, you have 30 seconds to read questions 15 to 20.
So, Michelle, tell our listeners about the process of making a large copper sculpture.
For me, the process is as remarkable and as enjoyable as the finished product. It's physically quite tough, which I think accounts for not many women pursuing metal-based sculpture. Generally, I submit a portfolio of work to a client. After being chosen for a commission, I spend around 2 weeks modelling the sculpture in clay. Then I make a perfect wax copy, coated in a slurry of stucco and ducted with ceramic granules.
Hang on a minute. That's too technical for me.
Okay, basically I make a clay model, then I make a copy in wax. I use wax because, ultimately, this will be melted and replaced with copper. The wax model is painted with a special liquid which is called stucco. It's a kind of soft plaster. Then the stucco is sprayed with tiny grains of ceramic to make a hard shell or cast.
What's next?
The cast is fired, heated to a very high temperature, in an industrial furnace. My studio is in a disused boiler-making factory, and I'm very fortunate to have this furnace. The firing process is a little dangerous, so I employ 2 assistants. While they're firing the cast, I prepare the metal.
The copper?
Yes. In fact, a copper sculpture is not 100% copper. It consists of 3 elements: 95% copper, 4% silicon, and 1% manganese. The trace elements strengthen the copper without altering its other qualities.
Uh-huh.
After the cast is made, the molten metal is poured in and left to set. Setting takes several hours, depending on the size of the work. When the cast is removed, the sculpture is polished. This also takes time, but is quite thrilling since you see the brightly shining metal emerge beneath your hands. As I said before, the process is quite physically demanding, but the end result is gorgeous.
Indeed.
Finally, it's approved by the commissioning authority and installed in its permanent place. In this case, the city square.
When is the installation date?
The 3rd of June, which marks the centenary of the girls' rescue.
You now have 30 seconds to check your answers. That is the end of section 2.